Francesca, I think it probably is. Wonderful. Donna Marie, hello, evening everyone from the night. Evening everyone from the night before in Nottinghamshire. Back to school nights. Kindness to all. Okay, good. So it's 7 o'clock now. So I'll say one more and then I'll turn the chat box off. So Maz, really appreciate this, everybody. Thank you. I'm going to close the chat box. Okay, good. So thank you all very much, everybody, for coming, and a special welcome to any of you for whom it's your first evening, your first space to breathe. And yes, we'll be keeping these going, and it can be a real touchstone in the week, and this sense of building community, which is really just wonderful to have this sense of building community and companionship. And we've been doing this since last March, so ages, since the pandemic first started. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I do have this sense here in the UK, the nights are drawing in and we're moving into the autumn, and then it will be the winter. And this can become very precious. Well, it is indeed that. It's a space to breathe in the midst of our busy weeks and perhaps our difficult weeks as winter closes in. Now, I know we've got people like Kenny who lives in sunny Florida, so we can feel delight at his good fortune at living in sunny Florida, and we're in rather cold England, most of us. So tonight, I thought we'd do a practice based on presence and connection. So we'll come into the body, come into ourselves, come closer to what's actually happening, bring a bit of space to our experience, and then we'll broaden our awareness and bring to mind one another, bring to mind all these other people that we're sharing this space with. And there's 77 of us now tonight. So that's wonderful. 77 of us who are all choosing to spend the next 30 minutes attending to our experience physically, mentally, emotionally, letting go of some of the habits of contraction that we have around our experience, and then opening our hearts, opening our minds to include one another. And this will be good for us, and it will also be good for the world. It will be good for the people that we encounter after the session, hopefully, because we'll be that little bit calmer, a little bit less reactive, perhaps. And then, of course, they will be affected by that. They may change a little bit, and then their interactions will change a little bit. And I do believe this is how change can happen in the world. So us taking half an hour of our precious human life to do this most wonderful act of attention, of mindfulness, of care, and of love, that is a very, very powerful thing to do. And it won't just affect us, it will ripple out into the world. And I've chosen a reading tonight, which I really love, actually, and it's about a Buddhist teacher. So it's an interview that Jack Cornfield, who's a Buddhist teacher, did with another Buddhist teacher. And it's about the power of mindfulness and about how we don't need to be having big experiences. And if you're someone who thinks you just sit and meditate and nothing really ever happens, you don't get any big experiences, this person is describing the power of that as well. The power of just sticking at it, just showing up to oneself and letting go of the burden of reactivity and contraction. And that profound change can happen over time. So I find it a very, very encouraging reading. So I thought I'd share that with you tonight. It's also quite funny in a certain kind of way. Those of you who know me, I do try to bring humor into my life and into my practice. I think it's very, very important, especially when life is hard, just to be able to hold it lightly and see the humor in things, I think is very important. Okay, so if we set ourselves up, and you can do this practice sitting in a chair, you could do it lying down, you could do it standing, and you can do it walking slowly up and down your room. It's completely up to you. The main thing is to look for a position where you will be alert and yet as relaxed as possible. That's the primary instruction. So I'm choosing to sit on an upright chair. I've got my bottom back in the chair, so my spine's upright. I've got a cushion on my lap, so I can rest my hands. So you're looking for a position where your shoulders will fall away from the midline of the body because your hands are supported. So you don't have to hold on to your shoulders. And you want your head to be aligned with the spine and your posture to be poised. Even if you're lying down, you can still have a poised posture. And closing the eyes if that's comfortable, or else lowering the gaze. And beginning to arrive in the position that you've chosen. Letting the weight sink down into the chair, into the floor, onto the bed. And having this quality of yielding without collapsing. If you want, you could take a deeper in-breath. And then on the out-breath, releasing and letting go a little bit more. Do that a few times in your own way, in your own rhythm. Letting go of the day, or letting go of the night if you're doing this in the morning. And then allowing your breathing to find its own natural rhythm. I always like to look for a kind of expansion on the in-breath and then subsiding, releasing on the out-breath. So it's like we're greeting life on the in-breath and then we're letting go of holding on the out-breath. So letting go into a more fluid and open sense of our experience. Life flowing through us moment by moment. And I'll just drop in this reading now. Let the words flow into the mind. So here's a Buddhist meditation master speaking. You don't need to be a Buddhist to understand this reading. It's really about practice. This is what they said. Here I am, a teacher for hundreds and hundreds of students, some of whom have experienced powerful meditative openings. But that has not been my way. For a long time, this was the hardest thing for me to accept, that nothing happened. I'm not a person with big dramatic experiences. For 30 years now, it's simply been a process of practicing without being caught by my own ideas of discouragement or success. I would go for months of intensive training and no spectacular experience would happen. This was especially hard for the first 10 years, but at least I never got trapped into believing I was a special spiritual person. Yet somehow something did change. What most transformed me was the endless hours of mindfulness, giving caring attention to what I was doing. I learned that the inner dropping of burdens was not going to happen for me all in one piece, but again and again. I simply dropped the burden of my judgments, of my fear, of distrust of myself, of tightness of body and mind. At some point, I discovered how automatically tightness and grasping would come. And with that realization, I started letting go, opening to an appreciation of life, finding an ease. The traditional teachings slowly dawned on me that in reality, there is neither coming or going, that from the ground of being, nothing ever really happens or ever will happen. I think this was like a confirmation of what I already knew. I became less serious, less concerned about myself. My kindness started to deepen. Oddly enough, some of my friends tell me I have become more and more like myself. They say there has been a very big change in me, but it wasn't produced by any special event. I guess it is just the fruit of being present over and over. It's that simple. I'll just say that again. It's so powerful. My friends say there has been a very big change in me, but it wasn't produced by any special event. I guess it is just the fruit of being present over and over. It's that simple. Sorry about the doorbell in the middle there. So I think what's very encouraging about that reading is that mindfulness, calming back to attention to what's going on moment by moment by moment, and letting go of the automatic habits of contraction, of pushing away, of grasping, of fear, of judgments, all these things, we note them coming into awareness and we let them go. Here they are, we let them go. Here they are, we let them go. Again and again and again. And this is how profound change can take place. So let's move into the practice more deeply now. Getting a sense of awareness filling the legs, the feet, the lower legs, knees, upper legs. Maybe sensations are strong, maybe they're absent. But we can have a sense of our legs being full of awareness, however it's showing up. And maybe you notice some automatic contraction or tension in the legs. And what's it like to soften that, to release a little bit, perhaps with each out breath? Not forcing, but just a gentle softening again and again. Letting the legs be supported by the chair, by the bed, by the floor. Yielding, receiving the support. Coming to the buttocks. If we're sitting or lying down, seeing if we can allow the buttocks to yield into the support, to receive the support, let go of holding, grasping, clinging, tightening, and letting the buttocks be soft. If you're standing or walking, again, letting the buttocks be soft. And allowing awareness now to pour up into the whole torso, the back and the front and the sides, the inside of the torso, the space in the torso. And getting a sense of the volume of the torso, opening a little bit in all directions on the in-breath and subsiding a little bit in all directions on the out-breath. Be careful not to force or strain as we let the body release into the support. Maybe the body softens a little bit, and then the breathing can happen naturally in the whole torso. And if breathing feels agitated or unpleasant for any reason, you could choose simply to rest your awareness in the hands and the feet and to stabilize that way. Coming to the shoulders. Let's just check at this point that the hands are supported if we're sitting or lying, so the shoulders can fall away from the midline of the body. If you're standing or walking again, let the hands rest at the side of the body, so the shoulders can release. We don't need to hold on to the arms with any effort. The shoulders fall away from the body and the arms fall away from the shoulders. And allowing awareness to pour down inside the arms all the way to the fingers and the thumbs. So the arms get full of awareness. And again, if there's any contraction, tightening, tension in the arms, see if this can release out through the hands, flowing out, letting go. And letting the hands be soft, letting the fingers be soft, not reaching for the future or clinging onto the past, but resting in the here and now. And very often, if we let the hands and the fingers rest in the present moment, in the here and now, then the mind also softens. Coming back up through the arms into the neck and the head. If we're sitting or standing or walking, checking the alignment of the head. See if we can let the head be poised on the top of the spine, releasing through the base of the skull and yet open in the throat. And if you're lying down, seeing if you can give the weight of the head up to the pillow or the cushion completely. Resting, receiving the support. Letting the head be soft, the face soft, the brain soft inside the head. And now broadening awareness aware of the whole body. Legs, torso, arms, neck, head, face. Rather than thinking about the body, let's see if we can rest inside the flow of experience that we label as body. Flow of breathing, flow of sensations. Some of the sensations will be unpleasant, some will be pleasant, some will be dull. Let's see if we can notice when we push away the unpleasant, or when we cling onto the pleasant. And dropping that habit again and again and resting inside the flow of experience. As it arises and passes moment by moment. With stable, grounded awareness. And the practice will be noticing that you've got caught up with something and then choosing to let go. That's the practice. In the reading, they said, what most transformed me was the endless hours of mindfulness, giving caring attention to what I was doing. I learned that the inner dropping of burden was not going to happen for me all in one piece, but again and again. I simply dropped the burden of my judgments, of my fear, of distrust of myself, of tightness of body and mind. At some point, I discovered how automatically tightness and grasping would come. And with that realization, I started letting go, opening to an appreciation of life, finding an ease. So noticing all the burdens when they arise and choosing to let go, to release, to soften and to open. Now staying grounded and centered, let's open our field of awareness to include everyone else here with us tonight. So there's now 86 of us, many different countries, different time zones, different circumstances. And yet, deep down, we're also very, very alike. We're all embodied. We're all breathing. We all tend to push away things we don't like, to chase after things that we do like, to get confused when things are dull or boring. And we've all got the same longing to be free of those burdens. So let's breathe together for a few moments, feeling empathy for one another, feeling appreciation for one another. We've all shown up to this practice together. So feeling the support of one another as well. Maybe we're struggling with our own burdens. Feeling the support of these fellow practitioners here tonight or today. Wishing oneself well and wishing everyone else well similarly. Now bringing the weight of the body to the foreground of awareness, really feeling into the stability of whatever posture we've chosen. Staying open to one another, but bringing the weight of awareness back inside ourselves. Feeling the effect of the practice. And let's just let go of any effort whatsoever for the last couple of minutes. Absorbing, being, settling. And when we're ready, bringing the practice to a close. Opening the eyes if we've had them closed. Beginning to move the body, moving gently at first, and seeing as we move, seeing if we can not give in to the impulse to grip. Because many of us, first thing we do when we move is we grip. We hold the breath, bring tension into the body. So keeping it fluid and soft and open as we begin to move. Good. Thank you all very, very much. And for those of you who are struggling at the moment, I really hope that that was supportive and that you felt the support of one another. And for those of us who are not struggling at the moment, I hope it was pleasurable to offer your support to one another. Okay, so if you want to put anything in the chat box about what you noticed in the practice, then by all means do so. If you just want to slip away quietly, then of course do so. And we'll see you again next week. On the community of practice today, Shannon's posted what's coming up at Breathworks. So if you're interested, have a look at that. If you don't know about the community of practice, perhaps Ollie, you could put the link in the chat box. And I'll just read some of these things out for people that aren't able to read the chat box. Louise got COVID. Really hope you're feeling better, Louise, soon. Thank you for a moment of calm at the end of a stormy day. And then Alan, thanks so much. I'm in my car in my son's parking lot. Amazing what people do. That's fantastic that you've just joined in your car. And that's from the States, I think, isn't it? Barb's, thank you. That was lovely. Marion, visualizing thin strands of silver connecting all across the globe when widening awareness to all. Breathing in kindness and breathing out kindness across these strands of connection. That's really beautiful. Amanda, thanks. Kath, that was so lovely. Gerda, thank you for the smoothing and softening experience. That's very nice. Smoothing and softening. Louisa, thank you for a soothing and relaxing session. Many thanks, as always, a nourishing practice in the best company. That's great. Oh, look, Ollie's put a link to, okay, this is good. Thanks, Ollie. rather than putting a link just to the general community practice, he's put in a link to some sessions that I'm going to be doing once a month, which are going to be an hour, 7 till 8. I think it's a Thursday night, I can't remember. Anyway, have a look at the link. And it's for people who are living with pain and illness, or a carer is for people living with pain and illness. And it will be quite an informal sort of conversation about different themes that emerge when we're trying to live with pain and illness. And sometimes I'll invite a guest to have a conversation as well. So you can see that link there. Tracy, who was the piece written by that you read? What I'll do is I'll put that on the community practice. It's from a book called After the Ecstasy, the Laundry, by Jack Cornfield. But I'll stick that on the community practice under the poetry session after the session. So Mark, I had a real sense of peace as I continually kept letting go throughout the practice, and was able to let in the good of being with everyone this evening. That's fantastic. Good. Anita, thank you so much. Susan, loved the reading. Thank you, from my van. I think that's Susan in Vancouver. Elaine, thank you for softening. My body really needed that, as my body held a lot of tension today. Love to you all. Janice, thank you everyone. So good to be together in 86 different places. It's remarkable, isn't it? The way we can do this. Catherine, I've been struggling today with a long COVID bust day, and I really did feel a supportive warmth. Thank you, everyone. I felt like a bigger container. So of course, I'm really sorry to hear about the long COVID, but delighted the practice was supported. Kathy, thank you all, much appreciated. Tracy, thank you. That was a wonderful, calming practice. Helen, I like that in the reading through meditation, he became more himself. Thanks for a lovely letting go practice. Oh, Ollie's, the date for my session is Thursday, the 9th of September, 7 till 8 p.m. That's the first one of these sessions for people with pain and illness. Excuse me. Meg, thank you so much. I didn't cough once. Very relaxing. That's good. Interesting, isn't it? How coughing can be, even that can be calmed sometimes. Avi, thank you for the space to soften and connect with everyone. For the first time, it occurred to me that as I was sending positive thoughts to everyone, that others were sending them to me too. Wow. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? It's a two-way street, that one. Audrey, thank you so much. So supportive and grounding. Julia, many thanks for Jamala. Lovely to practice with everyone. Have been depressed, and this was really comforting. Oh, that's really good to hear. Jeannie, thank you so much. Susan, thank you for doing the pain session. That's what's coming up. The pain, she's got pain in single inverted commas, but I guess that's what it is. It's going to be a session about pain. Lorian, thanks so much for Jamala and everyone. Feeling tired and recovering from illness, and I really needed some peacefulness. You all bring peace with you when you come here. Wonderful, beautiful. So may we feel supported as we go about our lives until the next time we come together. So I'll be back here. Excuse me. I'll be back here next Tuesday. Oh dear. So I need to take Meg's advice and calm down and not cough. I don't think I can do that. Got a tickle. So I'm going to go now. So if you would like to unmute yourselves if you feel like it, and say goodbye and go well and be well. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you everybody so much.
Bye, Jamala. Bye, Ollie.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye.